Good morning, students. On that day, we have completed the law of chemical combination, a new chapter, that is atoms and molecules. And I have given a lecture of law of conservation of mass. In the law of conservation of mass, I said to you the reactant is always equal to the product. And one experiment I have given to you. Now today we will start a second law. Okay. The second law is law of constant proportion. The law of constant proportion, which was given by the Proust in 1779. Okay. According to this law, what they want to say, a chemical compound is always consists of same elements combined together in the same proportion by mass. Okay. A pure chemical compound is always made up of the same elements in the same percentage. For example, water is a compound. Water is a compound. Why water is a compound? Now see here. I am using here H2O. If it is remain only H, it means it is an element. If two things are joined together, it form a compound. Okay. So water is a compound which always consists of same two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. Means two things are coming here, hydrogen and oxygen combined together. And what is the proportion here? Means the proportion is always remain constant. Means is this, H is always using here as 1 and oxygen is always using here 8 atomic number. Okay. So the ratio we can say it is ratio is 1:8 by mass. 1 part of its of hydrogen and 8 part of its of oxygen. This is law of constant proportion. Understood? Law of constant proportion. There are various examples also. Let's see here. Two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, combined together in the same constant proportion is 1189 or 1:8 by mass. Law of constant proportion. Second, ammonia is a compound. Ammonia formula is NH3. Okay, ammonia formula. Ammonia, it has been found by analysis that ammonia consists of same two elements, that is nitrogen and hydrogen. N nitrogen, H is hydrogen. Nitrogen, that is 7 atomic number, but the mass is a 14. Hydrogen 3, 1 into 3, 1 is the mass, 3, that becomes 3, that is 14:3 by mass. That is ammonia. My meaning is this is always remain as constant, it cannot be changed. And this was given by the law of constant proportion by the Proust in 1779. So this thing, those who are not having a book, please write down in your copy. Okay, these notes you make it in your copy. Now let's start with a simple problem. First simple problem. In an experiment, 1.288 gram of copper oxide was obtained from 1.03 grams of copper. In another experiment, 3.672 grams of copper oxide's reduction 2.938 grams. This is the question. Okay. So let's see here. First of all, what is in the first experiment? The mass of copper 1.03. You can see here copper is 1.03. Copper oxide is 1.288. So what is the mass of the oxygen? We have to minus these things, then the mass of the oxygen coming is 0.258. In the first sample of copper oxide compound, with copper we are using a oxygen. So copper 1.03 is there, and oxygen what it is coming? It is coming as 0.258 by the dividation with the ratio of 1. 1 is for the hydrogen. So the ratio is coming here 4:1 of the first experiment. Now for the second experiment, let's see the mass of copper. Mass of copper is 2.938 mass of copper, and mass of copper oxide is 3.672. In this one also we have to find out the oxygen. Then again we are doing the minus. After doing the minus, the thing is coming 0.734 grams. Then in a second sample we are using again copper and oxygen. Then it coming as 2.938 copper given, and it is this 0.734. Why we are using here 1? Because of the hydrogen we are using here 1. What is the ratio is coming? Okay, we are asking about the hydrogen ratio. So here after doing the dividation, it is coming here as 4. So it is coming 4:1. See here, this is also 4:1. So what will happen here? From the above calculation, we can see the ratio of copper and oxygen element of the same copper oxide compound is the same 4:1 means this experiment, first experiment, second experiment, in both the experiment it come here as what it is, that is 4:1. Fine. Now take a second experiment. These things you have to write down in your copy. Okay. Hydrogen and oxygen combine in the ratio 1:8 by mass to form water. What mass of oxygen gas would be required to react completely with 3 grams of hydrogen gas? So they are asking about 3 grams. Now let's see. 1 gram of hydrogen gas, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen, this is hydrogen, this is oxygen. Okay. 1 gram of hydrogen require 8 grams of oxygen. Fine. 3 grams of hydrogen require 8 into 3. Very easy question it is. That 8 3 is a 24. 24 grams of oxygen is needed in this one question. Understood? Various questions it will become, but the questions are given like this. Please, you can write it in your copies. Okay. Next question. Next question is, when 3 grams of carbon is burnt in 8 grams of oxygen. Carbon is burning in oxygen, 11 gram of carbon dioxide is produced. By this, 11 gram of CO2 is produced. What mass of CO2 will be formed when 3 gram of carbon is burnt in 50 grams of oxygen? Now let's see here in a solution. See first of all the solution. Okay. Our answer will be governed by the law of constant proportion. Since carbon and oxygen combine in the fixed ratio of 3:8. This is 3:8 means in a fixed ratio they are given. 11 gram is produced. Therefore, what will happen? Same mass of carbon dioxide 11 gram will be obtained even if burn 3 gram of carbon and 50 gram of oxygen. Means at that time also 11 gram will come when we are burning 3 grams with the 50 gram of oxygen. That time also it is coming as 11 gram only. 50 minus 8 oxygen is equals to 42. Oxygen will remain unreacted, which remain as unreacted. Now next question. 0.24 gram sample of carbon of oxygen boron was found by analysis to obtain this thing, 0.096 of boron and 0.144 of oxygen. This calculation you have to find a percentage now. So already from the question it is given the mass of boron 0.096. This is mass of boron. Mass of a compound 0.24 grams. Percentage we have to taken as formula mass of boron in compound upon mass of compound into 100. This is 0.096 upon 0.096 boron. Compound is 0.24 into 100. That is coming as 40. Fine. Now next is mass of oxygen in compound. Mass of oxygen in compound is 0.144 grams already given to us. Mass of a compound 0.24 grams which is already given to us. Again percentage. Now we have to find out the percentage here boron. Now here we have to use oxygen. So oxygen we are putting on the upside and mass of a compound. So oxygen what it is? Oxygen is here 0.144. Mass of a compound 0.24 into 100. It is coming as 60. Okay. So boron is coming as 40% and oxygen is coming as 60%. Okay. Or we can say 40% or 60%, 4:6 also. For the 4:6 we can cut it to the 4 to the 2:3 also we can say. Okay. Now next we are starting with the Dalton atomic theory. Our Dalton atomic theory, this theory was given by the Dalton. Fine. In this theory they are saying all matter is made up of tiny small particles called atoms. Means these things are made up of the small particle, very small particle. These particles called as atom. And this is known name to be as Dalton atomic theory. So what are the matters theory? What they have given here? They have said that all the matter is made up of small particles called atoms. You know very well. Atoms cannot be divided because they are this much small, that's why they cannot divide. It can neither be created nor be destroyed, means it cannot be formed and not be break. Atoms are of various kinds. There are many kinds of atoms or elements. All the atoms of a given element are identical in every respect, having the same mass, size, and chemical properties. Atoms of different elements differ in mass, size, and chemical properties. Atoms of different elements. Those elements have different properties. They are different in mass also, size also, chemical properties also. Chemical combination between two or more elements consists in joining together of atoms, and these elements do form molecules of compound. Okay, when two are joining together and they form a molecule or a compound, means a single thing is remain as an element. When it will join together, it form a compound or it may form a that is molecules. Okay, so these things you can write it in your copy very nicely, beta. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.